All right, YouTube, here we are again, man. Welcome back to another episode of the Rainy Bow Show. And I got you another video, bro. Better than the other one. No, I doubt it, but we gonna see. Before I start this content, man, we gonna need you guys to press that like and that subscribe button. If you can't do that, it's probably because you're not signed in to your YouTube. So, man, take a second and give YouTube your email address and all that other good shit and come back, man, and push that subscribe button. Mess with your boy, man, because tell we're going to blow up eventually. But anyway, man, we over here back on this trial. You know what I started when I first started making this one? I said, this is going to be the last and final chapter I do of this. But I'll be damned, man. This is kind of like watching Law and Order. I swear, man. Solo, a defense attorney, I like her. She reminds me of what's that Latino actress name? Selma Hammock, Selma. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The sexy Latino girl. Her voice sounds like her. She's a good attorney. If I ever get caught in some shit like he caught up in, I'm trying to find her number and see can I get her to go pro bono or something. You understand me? Because I ain't got no case of no soul money. But anyway. Yeah, man, this is a good one right here, man. You're gonna get a snip of the prosecutor, and then, like I said, we're gonna take a look. First, you're gonna take a look at the Papa Rat. Gonna give you a quick little snippet of Papa Rat, and then we're gonna look at her. I mean, at his defense attorney. Excuse me when I get stuttered. You know what? I should write my little speech down before I'm doing all this top of the head like I'm freestyling. It don't sound too cozy. But back to the content, man. You know how we do it. We're going to hit you with the disclaimer, and then we're going to get on with the content, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I've always got to say, I got to put that out there, especially my subscribers, man. If you don't like it, push thumbs down. I ain't mad at you. Holler at me. I'll holler back for sure. But anyway, man, back to the content, and I hope you enjoy it. First, read this disclaimer for y'all thinking any smart shit. You understand me? Back to the show.
On January 15, 2020, prior to the murder of Charles McCormick, were you aware of what was going to happen to him that day?
No.
Did you participate in any of the planning of the murder of Charles McCormick?
No.
Were you present when Charles McCormick was murdered?
No.
Did you know that was going to happen before it happened?
No.
When did you find out Charles McCormick was going to be murdered? When did you find out Charles McCormick had been murdered?
After I picked up Scott and Butter.
So that would be Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner?
Yes.
May it please the court?
Yes.
Opposing counsel, members of the jury. Good afternoon. This is the first opportunity that I have had to speak with you directly. So I wanted to take this opportunity to reintroduce myself to you. My name is Tara Kawas, and I, along with Christopher DeCos, we have the honor and privilege of representing Hakeem Robinson. Now, the government just got up here and told you that they're going to prove to you, beyond and to the exclusion of all reasonable doubt, that Hakeem Robinson is the person who shot and killed Charles McCormick on January 15th of 2020. For members of the jury, they are not going to be able to do that because Hakeem Robinson is innocent. And you are going to be able to see that for yourselves, that there is no way that Hakeem Robinson is the person that shot and killed Charles McCormick. In order to try and prove their case, they're going to ask you to do something that I've never seen before. They're going to ask you to not believe your eyes. They're going to ask you to ignore what you see right in front of you. Because as the government just told you, there's a video recording of this homicide, and you're going to be able to see it, and you're going to be able to watch it. You are going to see a person, someone, covered from head, or whatever's on top of his head, to toe, completely covered, chase down Charles McCormick in broad daylight and shoot him to death. And this was done in front of a bunch of witnesses. And the most important question in this case is going to be, who is the shooter? Who is the shooter? Members of the jury, that is the shooter. That is a still shot from the video that you will get. You will be presented with this during the course of this trial. And what these prosecutors are going to ask you to do is to find that Hakeem Robinson, who's clearly well above 6 feet tall and a heavy set person, and was like that 5 years ago, is that person. And it's not just that. They are going to ask you to ignore the descriptions given by each and every person that saw the shooter live. And members of the jury, these witnesses, each and every one of them, are going to give you a description somewhere between 5'5" and 5'11". The other description they're going to give you, each of these witnesses that saw this person: slim, slender, thinner. And all those witnesses, they're going to ask you, the government, these unbiased civilian witnesses, discredit them. Don't believe them. They were wrong. The witnesses that they're going to ask you to believe are the ones who are actually involved in this murder. That's right. One by one, they are going to be walking them in here, some of them through that back door. Each one of them, hoping and praying to get some benefit from them. The people that hold all of the power to charge someone, to arrest someone, to drop charges. Then, all of these people are going to point the finger and go, the shooter is Hakeem. They are now going to present you one piece of reliable, direct evidence that definitively proves that Hakeem Robinson is a shooter. It's just going to be based on the lies of the people who actually committed this murder. This, members of the jury, is Hakeem Robinson. Stand up, Hakeem. He is a young, aspiring, talented musician who 5 years ago was wrenched from his family, his life, and his promising career. All because the government refused to look at literally what is right in front of them. And this is why I've asked Hakeem Robinson to stand up in front of you right now, members of the jury. Because you may not have taken too much notice over the past 3 days. Each and every time you walked into the courtroom and you left and we stood up, you didn't realize at that time how important it was to take a look at how tall Hakeem Robinson is and how big he is. But it is going to be the focal point of this trial. Because once you watch that video in the entirety, and then you look at what is standing right in front of you, and you're going to get pictures and stuff around the time that this took place. He hasn't changed, despite what Mr. Cooper is telling you. He is the same. There will be no doubt in your mind that he is not the person that shot and killed Charles McCormick. So how do we get here? You can have a seat, Hakeem. How do we get here where a clearly innocent person is being accused of a crime that he did not commit? And it boils down to perception versus reality. Because you're going to see that Hakeem Robinson, he wasn't arrested until 9 months after the murder. And none of them realized how big he is until he was arrested. But by that time, instead of admitting to the mistake that they made and pulling back and doing an investigation to find out who really did it, they doubled down. And they started to build their case and their witnesses around the idea and the belief that it was Hakeem Robinson that was the shooter. Now, on 5 years ago, January 15, 2020, right on the brink of the world shutting down, right before the COVID-19 virus, Charles McCormick woke up in the morning, headed to Employment Express Agency on Merrill Road to follow up with getting a job. Little did he know that a man named Dominique Barno, and I'm going to say this name for the first time, I'm not sure why the state didn't mention this to you, and his friend Chris Brown had been stalking Charles McCormick that day. Dominique Barno is the one who was checking his Instagram account to see if he was in town that day. Dominique Barno is the one who pulled up his address on the court clerk's website to find out where he lived. He is the one that then tried to track him down and kill him that morning. You will hear that the reason Dominique Barnell decided that he wanted to have Charles McCormick killed was all because of a song that he didn't like the lyrics to. The whole story that Mr. Cooper failed to mention to you, members of the jury, is that Mr. Barnell will just tell you, I just didn't like that he was singing something he didn't know about. That's the reason why Charles McCormick is dead. And this man, members of the jury, Dominique Barnell, the man who planned and orchestrated the murder of Charles McCormick, is going to be the government's star witness in this case. That is the person who they cut a court and lied in official proceeding. And I'm talking about, members of the jury, you are going to hear that he lied to police officers. You are going to hear that he lied to prosecutors. You are going to hear that he lied in depositions. You're going to hear that he lied to defense attorneys. More important, you are going to hear that he took the stand in another case and lied in a hearing in front of a judge. And he's going to tell you the reason he did that, because he wanted the defendant to go free so he could kill him himself. That is their star witness who they're going to ask you to believe. This man was caught red-handed within 24 hours of the murder of Charles McCormick. And months go by of him denying his involvement. And when he realized that who they thought the shooter was, Hakeem Robinson, he pounced on it. He was like, this is how I'm going to get out of here. He decided he was going to lie to the government to get what he wanted, which is the hope of freedom. All he had to do and all he had to say was that Hakeem Robinson is the person behind that mask. And in exchange, I know Mr. Cooper was saying, oh, he's facing life, and that the judge hasn't sentenced him yet. But members of the jury, he's going to tell you the reasons he's doing this, because before this, he was facing mandatory life in prison. He would have died in prison. And in exchange for pointing the finger at Hakeem Robinson, he is hoping to get out in 20 years. Mind you, he's already served 5 of it. So in 15 years, he is hoping to go free. And Dominique Barnell, not going to be the only one. Another witness that they are going to put on this witness stand and ask you to believe, a man by the name of Abdul Robinson Sr., AKA Blue. Now, Mr. Cooper got up here and told you that this man is Hakeem's father, his biological father, but the whole truth is, members of the jury, he's just Hakeem's DNA contributor. The truth is, he has 9 other children by 5 different women that we know about. He has probably fathered a significant percentage of the men or women in Duval County. He was never involved in Hakeem's early life and only came around when Hakeem started to become a little recognized, a little famous with his music, and he started to make some real money. He actually tried to become Hakeem's manager. As you will learn in this trial, in 2020, Hakeem was a local celebrity. He was a rap musician. And you're going to see that it was Blue is going to do what he's doing in this case. He uses people, and he was trying to use Hakeem. He is using the prosecutors in this case to get out of the 2 murder cases that we know that he have committed. He, just like Dominique Barnell, was caught red-handed in this case. He is the person that Dominique Barnell called for help to pick him and Leroy Whitaker up after they had broken into Barbara Buckley's home. But what you're also going to hear, members of the jury, and what is most important, this is not the first time that Dominique Barner and Blue have done this. That's right. Dominique Barner and Blue are co-defendants in a completely separate homicide case. They're co-defendants in that case, and they're co-defendants in this case. And you're going to learn that Blue, this ain't his first time cooperating with law enforcement. He's done that before, so he has experience. He knows that when he is in trouble and he is caught, if I say what the government wants to hear, I get out. He's done it before, and he's going to do it again in this courtroom. And what's more troubling with Blue, members of the jury, in exchange for his testimony in this case, he is hoping to get 76 months. 76 months. He's already served 60. So in less than 2 years, he is hoping to be back on the streets of Duval County. Now, Mr. Cooper just got up there and said the testimony against Hakeem being involved in this murder is going to be corroborated by reliable evidence. It is not. None of the credible, reliable evidence that he's going to bring in here says that Hakeem Robinson is the guy in that picture. Another one of the witnesses that they're going to bring in front of you, another one that was in that little diagram that they showed, Torragon Williams. And this is even worse, members of the jury, because their own lead detective is going to tell you they've known for 5 years that Torragon Williams was involved in this homicide. Dominique Barlow, years ago, told them Torragon Williams was involved, but he gets a full pass. He's not walking through that door. He's walking through that door. Never been arrested, full-blown immunity for his testimony in this case. And you wonder, wait, why would that happen 5 years later? Well, that's because Torragon Williams last year got arrested for trafficking in meth. That's the first time he decided to come forward and go, hey, wait a second, I'm in trouble. Prosecutors, I think I have information that you might want. And by this time, members of the jury, 4 years have passed, and this case was plastered all over the internet for anyone to look up and see what they needed to find out about what they needed to say. After he decided to give a statement against Hakeem Robinson, what did they do? They drop his state case. Dismissed, no action. Then the federal government decided to pick up his case. And Mr. Williams, if they call him to testify, is going to tell you, well, I'm hoping that the feds are going to be a little lenient on me because I am helping in this homicide case. Not one of their witnesses, members of the jury that take the stand, that tried to point the finger at Hakeem Robinson, not one of them are unbiased. Each one of them that are going to walk in here have some angle. They either are trying to help themselves, to get themselves out of their trouble with the government, or something for a loved one. Each one of them that points the finger in some way, shape, or form to Hakeem Robinson is hoping to get something, and not something small, freedom. But members of the jury, what Mr. DeCoste and I are going to ask you to do is to listen to the reliable, credible witnesses in this case. Because what you will see that all the reliable witnesses say was that actually the shooter, they actually saw them with his own eyes, as I told you before. Slim, slender, 5'8" to 5'11". Some of them say 5'5" to 5'8". Notice that not once, when Mr. Cooper was giving his opening statement, did he give you a description. I'm having to tell you that.
That's the car right there, right there.
How fast did that Nissan get up to?
I can remember one time looking at my dash, and that vehicle I was going almost 100 miles an hour. So when I got back to Townsend, as I get ready to turn on Townsend, I see that vehicle just pop out and it's gun in it.
Did you see that Nissan do something?
Yes, sir, it crashed.
Okay.
I saw a male get out in all black of the driver's side. I saw that same subject that had that black and gray hoodie on get out of the passenger side vehicle with that same Draco pistol style rifle in his hand.
Did you provide a description of the person you saw run across the street with the rifle?
I did. Okay. The most, I guess, identifiable things, what he was wearing, as well as the rifle, what color it was. And then I tried to give my best determination of height based upon me being nowhere near him at any time to be able to determine his exact height or weight.
But what was the height that you gave as a description?
I believe it was like 5'8" to 5'10", something like that. It was an estimation.
Does 5'5" to 5'8" sound?
Yes.
Robinson.
Is that the
If you
same
haven't
vehicle that
caught
you
on,
chased or followed from the shopping plaza?
Yes, sir.
And is that the same vehicle that you saw the individual with the rifle flee out of?
Yes, sir.
And that was the same individual you saw get into that vehicle at the shopping plaza?
Yes, sir.
for this next clip,
Did you see the individual at the top of the screen?
Yeah, it's like a less than like a second and a half or less. I mean, blazing.
Did it take some time for you to actually come into view on this camera?
It did.
Do you recognize that individual?
Yes, sir. That's me.
How tall are you?
6'4".
Let me ask you this. Looking at this video, having been at that area at that date and time, do you believe your description that you put out was correct?
Yes, sir. I was wrong.
Mason.
Just a minute, sir.
Now, you sprinted to your
this-
vehicle, right?
I ran in my vehicle.
Do you remember giving a deposition in this case?
I mean, running, sprinting. I mean,
Is it the same to you, running and sprinting?
yes, sir.
All right, now you ran track and field, right? Are you unsure if you ran track and field?
35 years ago.
But you ran track and field.
35 years ago.
All right. And so you ran, sprinted to your vehicle. And you did that because you heard those gunshots, right?
I did that because I'm a police officer and I have a duty to enforce the law.
Now, Mr. Cooper asked you for your answer as to the height of the shooter, and your original answer was 5'8" to 5'10". Do you remember what you said on that day in the heat of the moment over your radio?
That was a estimation
Officer,
of what I
that's not
saw. So there's no time that I was ever close to that subject. Everything that you see from a distance is not accurate when you're talking about height. There was no time that I wasn't a great distance away from the subject.
Officer, I'm going to cut you.
So I never had an opportunity to look at that person like I'm looking at you or be this close at any time.
Officer, I didn't ask you to explain the answer that you haven't given us to us yet. Nowhere in your call, whether it's the recorded call or the actual notes, do you say, could be 5'5" to 5'9", I'm not sure. You don't say you're not sure, right?
It's always a guess. I've never been trained in determining
watch.
people's height.
On January 15, 2020, that morning, were you home?
Yes,
And what's the first thing you remember about that morning?
I was being woke up out my sleep.
Who was waking you up?
Torgan.
After you were woken up on January 15th of 2020 by Torgon, did you see anyone else in your home?
Kareem.
Abdul Robinson Jr.?
Yes. I went out to the living room and him and Kareem were there and they asked me to go pick up Hakeem.
Did you know why they wanted you to pick him up?
No,
Did you ask?
no,
Did it seem to you like Torgon or Abdul Robinson Jr. did not want to go pick him up themselves?
yes.
Where did you have to go to pick Hakeem up?
Off Arlington Expressway in some apartments.
And how did you know where to go?
Kareem, I believe Kareem said it, or I don't know if there was a thing on his phone with a map. That I cannot remember. I drove my silver Honda. I was riding through, I pulled into it's like some brick apartments. I pulled in and I was like circling around because I didn't really know exactly where he was at. So I was like going through a loop and I got a call on the phone. I don't know if it was an Instagram call. I can't recall, a regular call, FaceTime. And it was Hakeem saying, I'm down here, like turn around.
And showing you States Exhibit 179. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes,
And is that those same apartment complexes?
yes. I pulled in to like right here, kind of
Excuse me.
right here. The spot, like right here. Hakeem came from under, like up from over here. He got in my back seat.
Did he have a firearm with him?
No.
After you got Hakeem Robinson and he got into your car, where'd you go?
Back to my house?
Did y'all talk at all on the way back?
No.
And when you got back, what did you do?
I went back to my room and laid back down.
Did you ever ask them about what happened on January 15, 2020?
No.
And shortly after this, did you stop dating Torgon?
From
Yes.
that day. Now,
And this
on
was
cross-examination,
like you said, January of 2020, right?
Yes.
You were turning 38 years old at that time, right?
Yes.
And Torgon Williams was 23 years old at that time.
Yes.
And you were in a sexual relationship with him, right?
Yes.
He lived in your house with your mom and your child.
Yes.
And at the time, your child was 19 years old.
Yes.
He's closer in age to Torgon than he was to you.
Yes.
At the time that in 2020, you weren't working.
No.
Did you file taxes in 2021?
No.
Have you ever had a job where you filed taxes before 2020?
Yes.
Okay, when did you file taxes before 2020?
I don't know. It's been a couple years.
Okay, but around that time, you weren't working, but you were living in that house and supporting your mom and your son and Torgon, right?
No, my mom worked.
What did your mom do?
She is a cashier.
So your mom, as a cashier, was supporting you, your 19-year-old son, and Torgon Williams, right?
No.
Who was supporting them because Torgon Williams wasn't working, was he?
No, I also used to take care of my grandma, and I got paid for doing that.
Who paid you to take care of your grandma?
My dad.
Okay. Isn't it true that you were selling drugs at that time out of your house?
No.
The man you're married to now, right?
Yes.
He was arrested in 2022, right?
Yes.
He was living with you at the time, right?
Are you talking about, which arrest are you talking about?
I'm going to talk about the arrest that he has for selling fentanyl and cocaine. And you're still married to him now, right?
Yes.
His case is still pending, right?
Yes.
It's being prosecuted by the state attorney's office.
Yes.
And that case isn't going to be resolved. Its next court date is after this trial, right?
I don't know. His lawyer handles all that. I don't go to the court dates.
As you sit here, you don't know when your husband's next court date is. He's incarcerated, right?
I don't know when his next court. His lawyer handles that, and then he reiterates to me.
Okay, and you don't go to his court dates?
No.
But he's in jail.
Yes.
And now you are testifying on behalf of the same office that is prosecuting your husband, right?
correct.
Your
Yes.
testimony is that you knew there was a murder right by your house, right?
What do you mean? When did I know, though? What do you, I mean?
When did you know that there was a murder? You had to have known when you saw the news later that day.
Yes, later that day. Yes.
Within 24 hours, you knew that that murder happened and it involved your boyfriend, Torgon Williams, right?
I didn't know for sure. I just seen the death of Charles McCormick on the news.
Okay, because you were asleep all morning, right?
Yes.
And can't testify to anything that happened at your house before you woke up, right?
Correct.
But you picked up the shooter and you helped him get away, right?
I picked up Hakeem Robinson. That's who I picked up.
And they are claiming he is the shooter, right?
Yes.
You picked him up and helped him get away and evade capture, right?
I guess if that's what you want to say it. I was just picking somebody up.
Now, per the internet, you know these two groups, right? The musical group ATK, you know about them, right?
Yes.
You know about the musical group Six Block.
Yes.
Okay. You know about their musical rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically get traction with their music because one will sing something bad about the other, and then the other will sing something bad about the other, right?
Correct.
Almost like Kendrick Lamar and Drake do right now,
Get it.
right? So I'm at the top of the charts, right?
I guess.
Perform at the Super Bowl.
I guess.
When ksoo was arrested, he wasn't arrested until September of 2020, right?
I don't know when he was arrested.
Okay. But at the time he was arrested, you would agree with me that the case was all over the news, that he had been arrested for that murder that took place in the strip mall, right?
Yeah, it was on the news.
Okay. So everybody knew that the state thought that Hakeem Robinson was the person that killed Charles McCormick, right? It was no secret.
It was on the news.
And it's not until April of 2022, over 2 years after the murder, after all of this has been on the news, that you claim that you know something about the case, right?
Yes.
You didn't go into their office of your own free will, right?
No.
You all of a sudden received a subpoena from the state's attorney's office to go into their office, right?
Yes.
All right, fine.